Hi, welcome to today's Piece of Peace. Today started off quite different than most days. I typically tuck my Bible and my journal and my Jesus Calling book away in the room that I'm going to be studying in the morning and meeting with God, or I leave it in the studio when I record. But this morning, I found my Bible and I found my Jesus Calling book, but I did not find my journal. And so I thought, I probably brought it with me to my staff meeting yesterday. So I look in my car, look all over inside my car, not there. And I look all over the kitchen, I look over every room, I look under my bed. I'm with a flashlight because my husband's still sleeping, trying to find it in my bedroom and probably making too much noise for him. And I don't know that I have ever felt like I was grieving because I couldn't find it. I looked all over my house. I honestly sent a text out to my dearest friends who are kind of these prayer warrior women, friends of mine. And I said, hey, ladies, I have misplaced my journal. I can find it nowhere. And the reason this is so important to me is because absolutely everything that God has been talking to me about since May is written in this journal. I refer back to it quite often when I'm teaching. I refer back to it quite often when I'm just ministering and coaching, and it was really it was like devastating to me. It was almost, right next to how important the Bible is to me, it would be all that I've written in my journal and worship. And it was just like, I was so sad. So I started to sit down just with a different piece of paper in my Bible this morning, and I could not get over that I couldn't find this treasure of mine and God's spoken word to me. It just means so much. And I had all these women praying, and I kept asking God, please help me find it. And sure enough, he did. And here it is. And I feel so grateful. I feel so grateful because I'm almost finished filling this. And I have all of it just with precious words from him. It just meant so much to me. So I think my top 10 gratitudes are that I found my journal times 10. I think that was my biggest heart. So thank you, ladies, for praying for me. And thank you, Lord, for helping me find it. And I had to staple my other page in there so that I could keep all my journal stuff together. However, so that literally brings us to my rant about my morning. It brings us to our devotion today. So we're going to be reading in 2 Corinthians 9. This was written by John Blaze, and he titles it, Give It All You've Got. Give it all you've got. I feel like that truly is a season that the Lord's drawing me to anyway. Give me all you've got, I want all of it. I want all of you. All of you. So I'm going to start in 2 Corinthians. We're going to start at 6 and go through 11 today. It says, remember this, whoever sows sparingly will also reap sparingly, and whoever sows generously will also reap generously. Each man should give what he has decided in his heart to give, not reluctantly or under compulsion. For God loves a cheerful giver. How many of us have given things reluctantly? I feel like I have to do that. Or maybe impulsively done something without really seeking God first. Should I do this? Or he says, for God loves a cheerful giver. And how often do we serve? Do we give of our money? Do we give of our talents? Do we give of our giftedness, our time, with a cheerful heart? I'm going to keep going on to 8 here. I'm going to repeat that again. Each man should give what he has decided in his heart to give, not reluctantly or under compulsion. For God loves a cheerful giver. And God is able to make all grace abound to you, so that in all things, at all times, having all that you need, you will abound in every good work. As it is written, He has scattered abroad His gifts to the poor. His righteousness endures forever. Now, He who supplies seed to the sower and bread for food will also supply and increase your store of seed and will enlarge the harvest of your righteousness. You will be made rich in every way so that you can be generous on every occasion. And through us, your generosity will result in thanksgiving to God. So, John writes, give it all you've got. And his devotion is this: scaling. It's a term used in the world of fitness that allows room for anyone to participate. In the specific exercise is a push-up. Okay, if the specific exercise is a push-up, for example, then maybe you can do 10 in a row, but I can only do 4. The instructor's encouragement to me would be to scale back the push-ups according to my fitness level at the time. We're not all at the same level, but we can all move in the same direction. In other words, she would say, do your 4 push-ups then with all the strength that you have. Don't compare yourself with anyone else. Scale the movement for now. Keep doing what you can do. And you may be amazed in time. You're doing 7 and even one day 10. When it comes to giving, the Apostle Paul was clear. God loves a cheerful giver. But his encouragement to the believers in Corinth and to us is a variation of scaling. Each of you should give what you have decided in your heart. We each find ourselves at different giving levels, and sometimes those levels change over time. Comparison is not beneficial, but attitude is. Based on where you are, give generously. Our God has promised that the disciplined practice of such cheerful giving brings enrichment in every way with a blessed life that results in thanksgiving to God. John's charge to us was this: how would you describe your giving? Cheerful? Reluctant? Under compulsion? Not comparing yourself to anyone else, what might cheerful giving look like? And then his prayer was this: generous God, I want to be a cheerful giver, to give it my best effort. I know that discipline in this area is crucial. Give me the wisdom not to compare, the strength to sow generously, and the faith to leave the results in your hands. It brought me to a point where I can remember just learning about tithing and giving and being generous in this scripture and watching God start to change things in my life as I couldn't wait to give some stuff away. I mean, I had this very generous child. One of my boys, to a fault, because we would buy him these birthday presents and stuff, and then if anybody came over, he'd be giving them away to everybody. At one point, we were at like a county fair, and he had just thrown a ball and knocked over all these little like milk cans. I don't know, milk cans from old time milkmen that brought milk to homes. Anyway, he had won this big bulldog. And our rule when we went to county fairs were like, you could do 2 games, 2 treats, and 2 games and two rides. So sometimes it was 3, sometimes it was 2. We could do 2 games, 2 treats, and 2 rides. And then they would have to pick, and they'd have to think about what they wanted to do, because it wasn't just a free-for-all, and we had a budget. And so they, John Michael chose to do this one, knock the milk cans down. And then his treat, he wanted to have a Pepsi. And so he went to the milk stand. And the lady at the milk stand the lady at the Pepsi stand said to him, I've never won a game before. And John Michael, the little 5-year-old that he was at the time, was going to give her the bulldog because she had never won anything. And it was very sweet of him to give his bulldog to the lady who had never won anything before. And it was so incredible. And he would give away all his toys that we'd give him for his birthday. And there was things like that. A generous child, but when you sow generously, you receive generously. And I've watched that in his life as well. But I keep thinking about another man who's sowing generously right now. His name's Rick Pino, and I'm learning so much in the area of prophetic worship from him. But he is sending encouraging messages each day to those of us that are going through his school, and giving away all of this training at no additional expenses, and has been just generously pouring out all that God had been giving him. And I said a prayer for Rick this morning. I could see him being as this generous person. And I pray as he gives generously that he will be blessed generously too. And there's been seasons in my life where I have sown sparingly, and there's been seasons in my life that I've sown generously. And I have to tell you, I love the seasons where I'm sowing generously much better. And not comparing to anybody else, just what God's calling me to do and give and apply my hands to and give my time to and give my finances to. And when I'm tracking with him and I'm listening and I'm open-handed with what I have, I feel that blessing. I see the difference in my life, in my peace, in how my finances work out. If I end up giving more than I had anticipated, or God asks me to, and then I got blessed with something in return, like, if you'll give this up, I'm just going to bring it to you. And it's just been beautiful to watch that. I've seen this played out in my own life. When I have been generous, I know he provides incredibly for me. And when I have felt like I needed to control it myself because I didn't feel like there was enough, there's like this, if I give this away, I'm not going to have any, and that's not true. It's like God sort of moves pieces around, like you give and then he brings in what you need, and trusting him through that is such a big deal. So that brings us to Jesus Calling. And that's Sarah Young's book. You can download that app. You can order this book online. She writes from the perspective of God speaking to us. So here's what she says. I designed you to live in union with me. This union does not negate who you are. It actually makes you more fully yourself. When you try to live independently of me, you experience emptiness and dissatisfaction. This is sort of what I was just talking about. Great grammar. This is exactly what I was just talking about. If you try to live independently of me, when I thought I had this much finances and I was too afraid to give it away, you experience emptiness and dissatisfaction, because then that's really all you have. And there's no trust and there's no wonder and there's no adventure in God when he says you may gain the whole world and yet lose everything that really counts. So if I see what really counts is trusting my King. And give when he says to give, and give generously with a cheerful heart, like just wait in anticipation to see what he'll do. And then there's glory that comes when we do. She goes on to continue to say, from God's perspective, find fulfillment through living close to me. There's a ton of fulfillment in that. Yielding to my purpose for you. Though I may lead you along paths that feel alien to you, trust that I know what I am doing. If you follow me wholeheartedly, you will discover facets of yourself that were previously hidden. I know you intimately, far better than you know yourself. In union with me, you are complete. In closeness to me, you are transformed more and more into the one I designed you to be. And that's today's piece of peace. God bless you.